Hello, this is Ariadne Rainbird, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about the willow tree and then say a prayer to the willow tree spirit, followed by a guided meditation on making contact with the willow tree. The willow tree, Latin name Salix alba, has the Ogham letter Sail corresponding to it, and its planetary correspondence is the moon, and its elemental correspondence is water. The willow is a water-loving tree, often found growing alongside rivers and streams and protecting the riverbank from erosion. There are several species of willow tree native to the British Isles. Eared willow, or Salix aurita, is a large woody shrub which grows in wet sites and is a pioneer species. It is common in the north and west of Britain, especially in damp woods, heaths and moors. Goat willow, Salix caprea, also known as pussy willow, is a small tree which is widely spread and supports many other species. It grows in ditches, reed beds and wet woodlands, and is recognisable due to its fluffy, silvery male catkins, which appear in January to February and give it the name of pussy willow. It has oval-shaped leaves, which are eaten by moths and purple emperor butterfly caterpillars. It bears catkins, which are an important source of pollen and nectar for bees and other insects. Goat willow is a relatively fast-growing species, which is also a pioneer tree, and also grows on open ground, though often growing near rivers and lakes. Grey willow, Salix cinerea, has longer leaves with large stipules at the base of each leaf. Crack willow, Salix fragilis, has elongated leaves that are glossy green with a blue-green lower surface and a coarse grey-brown bark. Crack willow was often cut at a height of 2 to 4 metres in the practice of pollarding in order to provide stakes for wattle fencing. Osier, Salix viminalis, is also known as the basket willow and is native to Europe and Western Asia and thought to have been introduced to Britain in ancient times. The white willow, Salix alba, is the largest native willow species and has long pointed leaves which are silvery white in appearance. Like the other willow species, it prefers wet ground and can be found near rivers and streams. Probably the most easily recognisable species of willow is the weeping willow, Salix babylonica, which is not a native tree to the UK, but was brought over from China in the 18th century as an ornamental tree. It can often be found growing by rivers with its graceful branches hanging down to the water with long, slender leaves. The weeping willow is elegant and peaceful in appearance and is prized as a shade tree for lazy days or picnics by the riverside. The weeping willow is associated with grief and mourning, and the image of the weeping willow is often engraved on tombstones. In ancient Sumer, the goddess Belili was a sister of Dumuzi, who was associated with trees, wells and springs, and associated with scribal arts and dream interpretation, and took turns with Dumuzi in the underworld. Some have interpreted her name as meaning the willow mother, and her son Beli as being a god of willow trees, though this seems to be largely conjecture, and her name is more commonly interpreted as meaning Lady of the Gods. The goddess Inanna found a beautiful tree, the Hulapa tree, growing by the Euphrates River, which she transplanted into her garden in Uruk. The Hulapa tree is thought to have been a willow. When Inanna seeks to make furniture from the tree, she finds that the dark maid Lilith, along with a serpent and the Anzu bird, have made their home in the tree. In ancient Greek myth, the willow is associated with Persephone, and Homer in the Odyssey describes Persephone's sacred groves of willows and black poplars near the entrance to Hades. In the 16th and 17th centuries, willow was also associated with forsaken lovers who would wear crowns of willow twigs and leaves. Japanese willow pattern plates have a similar theme, often depicting star-crossed lovers in the form of doves by a willow tree and a bridge. In Scotland, a cord was made from willow catkins, as protection against unseen forces. Willow is also associated with immortality, the afterlife and rebirth, as well as the endurance of love despite death. Willow wood is flexible and pliant and has been used for basket weaving, thatching and fencing. Cricket bats are made from willow wood due to the wood being lightweight, pleasing to the eye, and although a hardwood, having some softwood qualities with a diffuse porous cell structure which gives it great impact resistance. Willow is able to absorb shock without splintering. Willow bark contains salicin, a pain-relieving substance, which is the main ingredient of aspirin. Due to their association with water, willows are also associated with the moon, and most folklore about the willow reflects its association with water and the moon. In Scotland, it was believed that harvesting willow during the waning moon lowered the quality of the wood. The Anglo-Saxon word for willow was wellig, meaning pliancy, due to its flexible nature. Willow regrows quickly when cut back, and a cutting pushed into the ground will also take root and grow into a new tree. Due to this property, the willow is associated with renewal, vitality, and immortality. In Stone Age times, people made shelters with bent willow frames, as well as dugout boats and coracles. Willow bark is fibrous and pliant and used for rope making. Anchor ropes were made from willow bark rope on the Scottish Islands. Willow bark has also been used to make cloth. Dutch clogs were traditionally made from willow wood, and willow was sometimes used for chariot wheel spokes. Funerary flints, thought to be shaped like willow leaves, have been found in Stone Age graves, reinforcing the connection with death and the afterlife. Willow is one of the 7 sacred Irish trees, according to Robert Graves, and is also seen as a sacred tree to the Druids. Willow is one of the 9 woods to be added to the Beltane need fires. Mistletoe is more commonly found growing on willow than on any other tree, such as oak, which is often associated with mistletoe. Willow has long been associated with witches, and there may be a connection between the willow and the word witchy, meaning to bend, from which the words witch and wicker come. Medieval witches were said to worship the willow above all other trees. Due to its association with death, witchcraft, and with the moon, the willow has come to be associated with the goddess Hecate, though I've not found any ancient sources for these associations, although it is associated with the underworld and with Persephone. Apollonius Rhodius tells us that when Orpheus and the Argonauts entered the Hesperides in their garden, the 3 nymphs transformed themselves into trees. Erythea became an elm, Hesperia became a poplar, and Aegla a willow tree. When Zaius was a baby, he was nursed in the Dictaean cave in Crete by nymphs, one of whom was called Helice, meaning willow, whom may have been a willow nymph. In Buddhism, the Bodhisattva Kuan Yin is often depicted with a willow branch as a symbol of compassion. She holds a jade vase containing blessed water and willow branches with which she blesses the earth and all beings. Willow wood is used for communicating with the dead in Taoist tradition, and in Japan the willow is associated with ghosts, and ghosts are said to appear where willows grow. The association of willows with the underworld appears to be widespread. So I'm now going to recite a prayer to the willow tree spirit. Beautiful, graceful lunar tree, with gentleness and flexibility, your graceful form your strength belies, resilient, enduring, powerful, wise. Water-loving goddess tree, of enchantment and spirituality, fertile mother, soother of pain, granting boon and healing bane, whose slender branches do not break, but bend and flex and pressure take. Through adversity you survive, a branch that's cut will grow and thrive, regenerating and renewing life. Give us resilience in the face of strife. Inspire us, O beautiful willow tree, to survive and thrive in adversity. Let us not be prone to rigidity, but yield and adapt with fluidity, that under pressure we will not break, but from your watery power our guidance take. So I'll now lead a guided meditation on the willow tree. If you are able to find a willow tree to sit with, then that would be best. If not, just do it in your mind's eye. If you're able to sit out on a moonlit night, all the better. You may wish to take a few drops of willow flower essence, if you have some, or hold a willow wand or a piece of willow wood in your hand. Sit in a comfortable position in a quiet place where you will not be disturbed, and visualise that a white mist is surrounding you and engulfing you, completely obscuring your vision. Rest in the mist and allow it to transport you to your special sacred willow grove or willow tree. As the mist clears, see a stream or river and a willow tree in front of you. And slowly approach the tree, asking its permission to sit in its shade. Say a prayer to the Willow Spirit. As you sit close to your willow tree, real or imagined, look at its roots and see how they run into the ground and soak up water. How the trunk is graceful and flexible and bends towards the water. How its branches move gracefully with the breeze, embracing the movement and not troubled by the wind, with no threat of snapping. Imagine yourself putting down roots in the ground and sending them deep into the earth, feeling the dampness and moisture of the soil beneath you. Feel yourself connected to the earth, to life, and to your loved ones through your roots, to those who are alive and whose love nourishes you, and to those who have gone before. Feel the nourishment of community, of ancestry, of life and connectedness. Drawing it into your body with the water your roots draw up. Feel the emotional nourishment and healing this connectedness brings. Now be aware of your body, sitting with your back straight and tall, and begin to sway gently, allowing the water that you've drawn up through your roots to flow through your body and to nourish and cleanse you. As you sway gently, know that you can always regain your balance and poise, and that it is the ability to move and to go with the flow which gives you great strength and prevents you from breaking. Move your arms and hands, lifting them above your head and swaying and swinging them gently, like the branches of the willow in the wind. Reach up to the moon, feeling the silver light of the moon on your hands, on your leaves and arms and branches. Feel the moon's light filling you with her powers, the powers of intuition and the ability to dream and to achieve your dreams. The freedom and flexibility to think outside the box, to dream and to reach for the moon. Allow yourself to rest in the power of the willow. Then thank the tree and return to everyday consciousness. See the mist once more form around you and let it carry you away, floating in the mist, back to the place where you started. When the mist clears, spend some time reflecting on the experience. Then write it up in your journal or magical diary. And for more information on the willow and the other trees of the Sacred Tree Calendar, check out my book, A Year of Sacred Trees by Ariadne Rainbird, available on Amazon and on Apple Books. And if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.